Welcome to online teaching. We are discussing chapter 9, the Industrial Revolution. This is module 2nd. In first, we discuss about that Industrial Revolution started in England. Okay. Now here we will discuss some of the things, some of the materials that helped the Industrial Revolution. Okay. Now, coal and iron. You are aware that these are an important component of industry. Even we may say these are the key factors of an industry. Okay. Now England was lucky that plenty of coal and iron was found. Okay. It means England was fortunate that these two minerals that were very important for an industry, they were found. Okay. Now another thing was there, copper, tin and lead, that were also found. Okay. Now there were not so much good availability of the technology as we are now, that iron is also converted into stainless steel nowadays. At that time no such facilities were available, and iron was purified by smelting. It was found in form of iron ore, then it is to be smelted with the help of charcoal. Charcoal was the fuel that was used for smelting. Okay. Because coal was available but they were not much aware. Charcoal that was used for this smelting, and that was not giving good results, because charcoal was made from timber, and due to this excessive cutting of trees, there comes the shortage of the trees. And charcoal was also fragile, not in a good position to handle, to take from one place to another, and a lot of smokes that also produces. So it was a complex process, very typical. And due to these reasons, we were not having good results of iron production. It was there that in 18th century these things were there. In 18th century that was a good process, but good results were not coming. So here come a family that was an important one, that played an important role into the, you may say, excessive, or you may say the best output of iron ore into the form of iron. Excessive use of these iron, coke and these things that converted into the best results. Okay. Now the person was Abraham Derby of Shropshire. That was a family into the 18th century, and that gave the best result. Good innovations in the field of iron smelting. What was that? They use coke, a modified form of coal, in the form of fuel. Okay. This Abraham Derby one that used coke instead of charcoal. So good results come. And due to this, you may say the smelting of iron that were done, it were converting into a positive results. These positive results gives best things in means of iron production, and even different goods that also started. Earlier, the people were aware, but they were not aware how to make such things from these iron, because maximum things were made from wood and timber. Okay, this Abraham Darby family that gave the way, that gave the path to the coming generation. Okay, now what happened? Abraham Darby second used the coke to get the wrought iron instead of pig iron. This wrought iron is also a good form of iron instead of pig iron, because when they are smelted, iron ore is smelted, then converted into pig iron, and after that into the wrought iron, then into the modified form as we want. So it means what was that? These Abraham Darby that used wrought iron, it was something in good condition instead of previous one. So it means what they did, they made some of the things from this. Okay, Henry Court designed the furnace in Abraham second time period, and he even modified, and due to this good quality of iron was produced. Earlier it was not so. When these Henry Court designed the purling furnace in which the iron was smelted and it was purified, it was separated in that furnace, because that you may say that timber was used and earlier charcoal was used, that were not good results. But when coke, the modified form of coal, that was used, so best things come. And even what happened in this time period, John Wilkinson made first iron chairs and even some decorative pot flowers and other vessels. It means this were the best result into the Abraham time period, that John Wilkinson, he made the first chair that was made from iron, and even some of the flower pots that were well decorated, and even some of the other vessels. It means this was one of the best achievement, and this Abraham Darby family that gave the, you may say, best result of this iron to the coming generation. Okay, now Abraham made even the iron brace, and John Wilkinson made 40 feet water pipe made from iron. Now you can see that was also, it means that technology was used into a different way. Up to the 17th century and even 18th century beginning, the people were not aware. But when these Abraham Darby families of these three generations, they made a lot of changes, and even they made chairs, utensils, and even the braziers, and even the water pipes. It means these were some of the innovations discoveries that shows that iron can also be used instead of this timber, because excessive cutting of trees was going on. Okay, and even because charcoal that can easily be that was not in a position to be cooled down very easily, but coal can also be when that may be into the different way. So it means these were some of the things. And what happened due to this? What happened? England production in field of in measures of iron, England was the largest producer of iron, and even iron smelting and coal smelting was done. In England one thing was there. In England navigation was easy because many of the cities were very near to the seas or to the rivers, and even the coal that can also be sent from one place to another very easily. And due to this, there were no stoppage of the work. The work continues, and due to these factors, England becomes the largest producer. Whole world was one side, and England was on the one side, because iron smelting and this coal smelting that were very near, because that fuel can be sent very easily. So these were some of the things that changed the status of England into the modern era.